What's good with y'all boys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we got a new patch note, an update, a new method. It's unpatchable. It's so OP. It's gonna work every time if you execute it correctly. This is gonna be called the proximity method, also known as proximity game. I'm pretty sure ain't nobody else came up with that term yet, so just know that you heard it here first. So, a disclaimer before we get into how this works. One, I don't advise you to use proximity game in the corporate setting. It does work in corporate. However, the stakes are much higher with HR being right around the corner if things go left, and harassment submissions because Shorty didn't get what she wanted at the end of the relationship or the situationship, all of that stuff. So it does work at HR, but this is something that I would recommend you only do in side hustles, like, fast food jobs or jobs that don't really matter. That ain't really the end of the world if you don't work there anymore. Number two, a requirement for proximity game, you must be on BodyGame and you must be at or below 20% body fat. If you are not at or below 20% body fat, this method is not going to be as executable. You can still attempt to pull it off, but it will not have the same effect, will not have the same pull. And as I explain the method more, you're going to understand why. So, to start off, proximity game to pull chicks, right? If I was starting from square one, this is what I would do. You're a dude with no cheeks to crack. You're in a drought, you're down bad. If you don't have a job, it's even better because now you can go get a job, right? Go to some locations where you wouldn't mind working at. Scope out the locations. See if there's any shorties there that you think is your type. Boom. You settle on a location. Okay, cool. Oh, another requirement is like you actually have to get hired at the place too. So if you don't get hired, you can't even execute the method in the first place. Okay. You go to the place. You get hired. Okay. You're on BodyGame. Very important. When you get hired, the first step of proximity game is to not display your physique. When you first start working wherever it is that you go to, you want to wear baggy clothes. You don't want to show that you're jacked or that you're really muscular or built like that. That's going to come later. You go to the place. I say for about the first 2 to 3 weeks. I know that sounds like a long time, but you can stock your bread up because if you was broke, you ain't got no money to be even dealing with shorties in the first place right now. So you're going to take that time to save up anyways. Continuing. So for the first 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to keep conversations to a minimum. It ain't even about being mysterious. You just collect the information. You just being quiet. You keep them to yourself. And you being stoic or whatever that is. You wearing baggy clothes. You doing your job. Your presence is literally going to work for you during those 3 weeks. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to start working at the establishment. Obviously, you're fresh meat, pause. So you're going to be the topic of conversation when chicks start discussing the dudes in the workplace. They're going to be talking about you, how you don't talk much, how you're mysterious, how you only do this and that, and they want to get to know more about you. They're going to send all the chicks there, if applicable, to come get information out of you. Just give them the minimal amount of information. You don't need to overshare, do none of that. The first 2 to 3 weeks is just going to be you oral farming, pretty much. You're going to be oral farming for the first 2 to 3 weeks. After the third week, that's when you're going to bring out the physique. Bring clothes that cling to your body, that bring out your or display your physique. Kind of like the shirt I got on right now. It hugs my frame, so you can really see my biceps popping, all of that. Wear clothes that hug your physique, that show off whatever muscle groups that you got. Upon doing this, for the past 2 to 3 weeks, your aura's been building. When you start wearing clothes that show your physique, you enter the second level of proximity game. Now your muscles and your physique is the topic of discussion. Before it was just, oh, he's mysterious. Oh, we don't know too much about him. Oh, he doesn't say much. This and that. Now you've re-entered yourself as a topic of conversation. You've upped the ante. Now they're talking about, oh my gosh, he's so jacked. Blah, 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 this and that. This is the turning point of proximity game for two reasons. One, a lot of people aren't in shape off rip. So by you being in shape, you're already standing out. Two, you're in proximity of all these females, and by default, the more time you spend around a person, the more you're going to become attracted or become familiar with them, to put it that way. This is why you see a lot of people get into relationships in the workplace, because the more time they spend around the other person, they're naturally going to become attracted if there's any attraction there, or if there's no attraction there, it's just going to stay the same. But those 2 to 3 weeks, you're building attraction even though you're not saying a word. Now, when you display the physique, it shows that you're a cut above the rest of any competition, if there's even any. So by you displaying your physique, you basically show that, hey, I am a good candidate for fun times, let's put it that way. And it's going to be around this stage that if you executed this properly, you're on BodyGame and all of that, some chicks are going to start to give you bedroom eyes. What I call bedroom eyes is when chicks look at you with a seductive look. And I call it bedroom eyes because that's literally where it leads to the bedroom. I've executed this strategy multiple times, and every time it's been the same thing. A chick starts giving me bedroom eyes. I'm moving on her. We exchange contact info, and you know what goes down, you know the rest. The reason why proximity game is so effective is because it also incites FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Now, one, females are naturally competitive, so by default, they're going to be trying to go get to the best guy to get a one-up on all the other chicks. And two, fear of missing out. Oh my goodness, if I don't get him, some other girl will, so I need to get him now. And then three, which is the reason why I said just oral farm for the first 2 to 3 weeks, females are sheep. During those 2 to 3 weeks, at least one chick is going to be like, yo, that guy's cute. Yo, that guy's cute is basically like taking a match and setting it to some wild shrubs. It's going to catch on fire very quickly. Chicks are sheep. One chick's going to think you're cute. All of a sudden, all the other chicks think you're cute. The ones that don't think you're cute, whatever, you filter them out. It's not going to really be a topic of discussion or a topic of issue, because those 2 to 3 weeks is basically for you to oral farm, build attraction, build FOMO once you start showing off the physique, and you're basically just going to go from there. This is extremely effective, and it's unpatchable because of the way females operate by nature. This method cannot be patched. Once you're on BodyGame, that is the prerequisite for you to get on ProximityGame. Once you get on ProximityGame, you're unstoppable. This is way better than dating apps, because dating apps don't allow you to have interactions with the person. Like, a lot of people get on dating apps, and if they ever do get to the point on a date, the person either looks better or worse than they did online. Some people aren't photogenic, and if you're not photogenic and you get pictures taken of you online and you look better in person than you do online, the dating apps aren't going to do you justice. So ProximityGame is going to be your best bet. This is successful, which is why I say I wouldn't advise people to do this in corporate, because if you do this in corporate, yes, you're going to be able to get play, you're going to be able to get results. But as in corporate, as with any other job, people have nothing to do but talk. Like, there seems to be no limit or no end to the amount of free time that people have. So the rumors and discussions and talking is going to go. And you know, a lot of females like to kiss and tell. So that's why I say do this at a throwaway job or a job that you don't care about. So, like I said, the proximity game, the final step, after you hone in on the chick or she hones in on you, because chicks have come to me and exchanged or asked for my contact info and got it cracking, that's not always a good thing, because there's a certain what's the word I'm looking for? Not a stereotype. But there's a certain consistency with the type of chicks that approach you first, but that's a topic of discussion for another video. Chicks gonna approach you, and make sure that you understand the hierarchy of the chicks that you're around in the first place, right? So those 2 to 3 weeks, you should be taking in information and understanding the hierarchy, because no matter where you go, there's going to be a hierarchy of females, like whether or not you think they're all attractive or they're all unattractive. Those females have placed themselves in a hierarchy. So, for example, if a chick that you could say is at the bottom of the hierarchy comes and tries to get at you first, but you have your eyes set on a chick that's higher up in the hierarchy of that establishment, you gotta dub or keep that other chick at bay for the time being and go for the chick that's higher up on the hierarchy ladder. Because if you go and take the chick that came at you first from the bottom of the hierarchy ladder, but you really wanted the chick that was higher up on the hierarchy ladder, it's going to be harder for you in most cases to get with the chick that's higher up on the ladder after leaving the chick that's lower on the ladder versus you getting with the chick lower on the ladder after you dealt with the chick that's higher up on the ladder. I hope that made sense. So once you have all the steps of proximity game put in place, you're going to hone in on the chick that you want, or she's going to hone in on you. You make things happen. And then the third stage of proximity game is going to ensue. She's going to go preaching. If you hopefully laid it down right, she's going to go preaching about what you did to her in the bedroom. And that's going to have other chicks interested, and they're going to come towards you as well. This has happened to me multiple times at establishments that I've worked at in the past. This is why I'm making this video, because it works. It's an unpatchable method. It can never be patched. It's unpatchable. So if you apply this correctly, go over the steps again. You apply, get accepted at the establishment that you scouted out. You see a chick there or multiple chicks there that you would fuck with. You go there. You get the job. 2, the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're aura farming. You're not saying much. You're just doing your job, getting an understanding of the dynamics of the workplace. Cool. 3rd week, you bring out the physique. You're still aura farming. You're not saying much. You're just letting your body speak for itself. After that, the chicks gonna start giving you bedroom eyes, or they're gonna approach you or you approach them. You get things popping. Next, the last step, the chick's gonna preach about what you did, and it's basically gonna be free real estate from there. Because FOMO gonna kick in, and other chicks gonna feel like, oh, they gotta outdo the other shorty, so now they're gonna try to get with you and do all of that. It don't get better. It don't get better than that, honestly. So that's it for the video. That's proximity game, an unpatchable method. Like, comment, share, subscribe if it helps you. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you're gonna apply it, or pass it on to your homie that may not be privy to this knowledge. And hope it goes well for you, bro. But you must be on BodyGame for this to work. If you ain't on BodyGame, don't bother wasting your time. That's it for the video. I'm out of here. Peace.